Hello, hello. How are you all doing, my loves? I am so excited to be back and second week in a row, man. It's just so good for me to be doing this now that I finally have like a video editor. I'm just so thankful for her because the only reason I was like, I don't want to do this, it's just too much of a commitment, was because the editing definitely takes way too long and I'm not that big, I'm not a pro in all of these softwares. I'm kind of still, figuring my way out with it. So therefore, just editing such a long video always felt like a task. But we are here, and I am here too. I'm sure you would have read the title by now. We are testing out a lot of K-beauty products. It's almost like a full face of K-beauty products. So I think without further blabbering, let's quickly get into the video. And before I show you how I got this sultry and super hot look, please subscribe to the channel. I really want to grow our family right here. And I just want to make sure that we all together can create like a great family around here, and we can just chit chat and talk all things makeup, which is my first love always. So please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you're definitely notified as soon as I upload a new video. And please share and also like the video if you like it. And I think let's just quickly jump into it. So the skin is all prepped up. Now quickly let's jump into this bin full of K-beauty products because I'm super excited. I do have an eye look in mind, but I do not have an eyeshadow palette by K-beauty. So we're going to just mix and match. I'll just quickly prep the eyes. Now because we're using a cream eyeshadow stick, we do not need a lot of eyeshadow base. So we would just be having some very tiny bits just to even out the eyelid, and that is all that we would need. So the skin is all prepped up, the brows are filled, and the eyes are absolutely ready for all this goodness by K-beauty. I'm super excited to specially test out these eyeshadow sticks. I do not really have an eyeshadow palette by K-beauty, but we will obviously improvise. Now that the eyes and the eyelids are absolutely prepped, so starting with this eyeshadow stick in the shade Desire, I am going to just go all over up till the crease, and you can see it's a very messy application that I'm doing since I am anyways just making sure that it is pigmented, and I'm happy with the pigment that I'm getting out of the eyeshadow stick. And now I'm just going to take a small eyeshadow brush and buffing out the edges. So with this I can just use those windshield wiper motions very easily, since they're both cream products and it would not be a mess. So I really like eyeshadow sticks, but the fact that you anyways have to use a powder eyeshadow over it to get like a very nice shape and texture out of your eyeshadow, it just kind of makes me feel that you could just use probably a colored eyeshadow base. That would definitely make sure that, you know, your powder eyeshadow adheres to the eyelid very nicely, and you could just go about with it. I don't think that these eyeshadow sticks, or whichever ones I've ever used, can be used like all alone. I'm not happy with how black this is. If I'm ever doing like a black smoky eye, I definitely need to have like a black eyeshadow on top of it, because this black is not enough black for me. But again, to each his own. So now that all of this is pretty well blended out and there are no harsh edges to this, so now I'm just taking any black eyeshadow, tapping right over this. I'm not taking the black very high into the crease because I just want it to be a little more brown than all of it being black, and I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'm taking like a burgundy brown shade, a brown which has reddish undertones, and tapping it right above the black. And you can see I'm not taking it all the way inside because that would just make it very, very dark. Scary, right? But we will get there. Do not be worried about it, because later on you would just love how this looks. Now I'm just going to take like a fluffier brush. So I'm not just taking a very light transition shade, and it'll be just a little bit peachy and a little bit pink, and I'm just going to make sure that, and you can see I'm using small circular motions, blend out the edges. I'm kind of really enjoying the contrast between black and then that mahogany brown and then just lighter blush pinks. Really pretty, you know. It's not the usual just black and brown thingy. We have a lot of gradients, if you can see them, and it looks pretty darn good. And lastly, I would just take a very natural bone color, tap it right underneath the brow bone. I'm not taking any more product here, so, and that's about it. So the eyes are all done. Now let's quickly get into color correcting and the base. So here I have the K-Beauty color correcting stick. I do not have the latest color correctors, but this is what I have with me, and I am just going to get rid of all of these dark circles. It is very pigmented, but it is still, you know, very, very dry, because I really like those creamy color correctors which really make it very, very easy to blend them out, and just it's pretty easier to use as compared to something like this. But since I had this, I thought there is no need to buy the newer ones. So the dark circles are color corrected, and what I'm truly excited about is this foundation. I mean, it is just too good. And firstly, the packaging, the way it is packaged, wherein you have foam all four sides and the top, which makes it absolutely break proof even during transits or anything like that. And absolutely love the foundation. So I'm just going to take some on the back of my hand, and if you can see, it's like a moussey texture. It is not very liquidy, and I'm just going to apply that much first. Start blending it. Look at that glow. And even though I've not used any illuminating primer today, it's just my skincare. I need another pump. It can be your everyday foundation just to, even out that skin tone and not putting a lot of foundation under the eye, because that is where the concealer would anyways be applied, and you don't really want to keep increasing the layers, especially under the eyes, because that is what really causes like a lot of creasing under the eyes, and then we all are complaining that our concealers crease. So that is the trick. Minimal amount of product under the eye is going to just ensure that you can delay and kind of prevent the creasing. Such a beautiful coverage, right? So it's now time for the concealer. Alright, so the concealer is pretty good as well. I've used this before, and the wand is very precise. So this is like my exact match. I might be using another concealer over this to kind of, brighten my under eyes. Let's just blend this and see if we need anything more. Taking a concealer brush. Look at that beautiful coverage. And the best part I think about this particular concealer is that it is very hydrating, and HD liquid concealer enriched with marula and rosehip oil. See, very nice. So now we have these cream blushes. I have two shades with me, and I'm going to use this one in the shade Sweetheart Pink. Can you look at that texture? Very moussey, and just lightly. Oh wow, that's a pretty color, and it blends very easily. I'm just using my finger as of now, and it is blending very beautifully. And the sudden lift that this gives you, it's just phenomenal, no? So now I'm going to use this brush on this side, and we can just see which performs better with this formula. And I think the brush, even with the brush, it's doing a very nice job. So I'm using this contour stick, kind of blending it right where the blush ends and taking it higher to the temple for that lift. It definitely did give me some structure here, and that I'm pretty happy with. So I really love the powder. It is the HD setting loose powder, again enriched with avocado and mango butter. So the packaging is really nice. It comes with like a stopper here that just makes sure that your powder is not all over the place. So I'm just going to loosen the cap and then get the powder out, because once it is all tightened, you really cannot get any powder out. And this has a slight, very slight pinkier, peachier undertone to it, which just really helps to brighten the under eye. The sudden lift that this side has as compared to this one is pretty evident, right? Finish is pretty hydrating, and I am just kind of worried that it says that it's matte, but it is definitely not matte. So I really like the powder, the face powder. That's really nice, and you get a good amount of powder also here, and the shade range is also very good in terms of the powder. So this is their Kajal pencil, and this particular pencil in the shade, it's the Spade one, and this is beautiful. If you haven't tried this Kajal already, you really should, because this is very, very good. And I'm just running it. And now to finish the look, I am using another eyeshadow pencil, and this is the metallic one. This is in the shade Navigator. Really beautiful color. Just for that little pop of color, I thought it would be fun to experiment. So I am taking a small brush. I would just take like a very medium brown shade. I'm absolutely loving the eye. And now it's time for the mascara. So the mascara is pretty good too, because I did do a first impressions on my Instagram, and the link, the handle will be right here. Please subscribe so that you can just see the first impressions and a lot of latest videos as well, latest tips and tricks. It's a fluffy and very dense wand, which kind of just ensures. So I'm just kind of lightly, I don't need a lot of mascara on the upper lashes because we have falsies there, but the mascara is really good. If you're looking for like a drugstore mascara, you could really be checking this one out. See the difference? And now let's just quickly finish the face with some blush and some highlighter that we have right here. So I have this blush, and I absolutely love the fact that it comes with these foamed packages, and it really protects the actual product, which is pretty nice. And I have this pink blush which would kind of match this one. Oh my god, lightly dab, and I'm happy with it. I like that lifted effect. Now it's time for the highlighter. Even the highlighters are beautiful. In the shade Champagne Fizz, such a beautiful highlighter. We don't have the price, but I will be mentioning all the prices for you right here so that you guys don't really need to, keep fetching it out from anywhere else. See, so pretty. And I'm just, like this, that's it. And I really need a good inner corner, and I think nothing better than this highlighter itself. So I'm just going to take a very tiny brush. Oh my goodness, so gorgeous. And now it's time for the lips, and I'm so excited because I have a beautiful nude lipstick here. Such a beautiful nude, right? This is in the shade Faux Pas, and really nice, and you can really define your lips as well. But I do have a lip liner. I haven't used this particular shade. This is called Fame. Absolute love. Oh my god, this just looks so hot. Alrighty guys, so just for a good recap, let me quickly tell you what I think about all of these products one by one. So let's start with the color corrector. So I'm just going to kind of combine this one for color corrector and the Crayon, the contour stick, because I kind of have the same thoughts about both of these. I love the fact that it is pretty easy to use when it is in a stick, but the formula itself is very dry, and that is why it just is very difficult to blend, and that is something I just do not enjoy about these two products. But I think I am pretty sure that the newer color correctors that she has come out with would be kind of the same formula as the concealer, and I think that would just make it pretty easy to blend, because the concealer itself is extremely hydrating and it's medium coverage, but the fact that it creases quite quickly, so you really need to make sure that you set it right then and there so that it just kind of locks, you know, in place. But other than that, I pretty much enjoy the concealer, and it's a great concealer for everyday use. You know, it's just absolutely great, especially for drier skin types. But the fact that it says that it is a matte concealer just doesn't do well with me, because it is definitely not a matte concealer. It is a pretty hydrating concealer. The Nykaa app, it says that it is hydrating and yet it is matte. These two things pretty much seem contradictory to me, but you should really give it a thought and you could check this one out. But I pretty much enjoy the concealer, but the fact that it is matte and hydrating just doesn't work well with me. So the foundation is absolutely beautiful. The moussey texture makes it extremely easy to blend. You could use it for every day with a very minimal to sheer coverage. You could still have like your skin peeking through, which is absolutely, you know, a great thing. But it is, I don't think it can be built up to like a full coverage, a high coverage foundation. It is pretty much a light to medium coverage foundation and is definitely buildable, and we do have like a pretty good coverage right here. So love the foundation, especially for dry skin types. I'm like extremely dry, and you can see how beautiful the foundation looks on my skin, so absolutely love that. But for oilier skin types, you would definitely have to set it pretty well, especially during the summer months, because then you could get pretty greasy, you know. I think then I would really like to talk about the powder, which is phenomenal. The packaging is beautiful for all the products, you know. The packaging is really nice and you don't feel like you're using a drugstore product. That is like an A+ for me. Plus the fact that it comes with this stopper, as I also mentioned earlier, is really great. It just does, you know, your powder is never all over the place, which truly happens like with a lot of loose powders, and it sets beautifully. We can all see, I've not even used like a setting spray or anything, and I still don't think my skin looks powdery or anything. So that is like a beautiful thing, and I love the powder. And now we are going to move on to the blush and everything. I don't know, but I just cannot emphasize enough on both the blush formulas. The cream one, oh my god, it was so beautiful. This was my first impressions for this, and beautiful product, such a great formula, so easy to use, so lightweight. You could blend it with your fingers quickly, and you could also use it with a sponge or a brush. Absolutely love this. You have to have this. And oh my goodness, the formula and the pigment that these blushes have is outstanding. I absolutely just love these, and we all saw how pigmented these are, right? You just touch the pan and you're like, boom, it's right there. So absolutely love the blushes. There's just nothing that I could ever say that there's nothing wrong with both the blush formulas, and the packaging is so beautiful, slow, sleek, and it really feels very good quality. And I think last we have the highlighter, which we can all just see, man. It's just so good. We can see it's so good. look at that blinding glow in my eyes, in the inner corner, and on my face. Oh my god, look at this, so gorgeous. Again, it's the same packaging. I think it's just as great as the blush formula, the powder blush, and you just cannot go wrong with these. It's brilliant and absolutely love it. Then we have the mascara. It's good as well. I think it's pretty okay. Very good for the drugstore. If you're looking out for a drugstore mascara, you could definitely go for this. You would not regret it. It just really separates, defines your lashes pretty well, and it does volumize them a little bit, but I won't say it's like out of the wall or something. So it's pretty okay. Then we have like the Crayon eyeshadow sticks. Look at this, so beautiful. Honestly, if I tell you, I especially love the metallic ones. Such great color payoff. The matte ones are pretty okay, so they're pretty normal. You could also get the same effect when you're using like a gel cream liner. So that could work as these matte ones, but these ones I truly enjoy. They're pretty, great, and I think these ones could be like your final touch-ups, and you could always like have a great pop of color on your lower lashes. So they're pretty nice, but I think you would always, especially for the matte ones, you will always have to set them with a powder foundation. Not that they would move or something, but the intensity that you get out of these would never be as good as how pigmented these powder shadows look right now, right? So that is the only thing. And I think this is not just about K-beauty, this is about every single eyeshadow stick on the planet. So that's pretty much always there. And I think, what am I missing out? The Spade Kajal. Nothing beats this. It's so good, so pigmented, and it truly stays for such a long time. So smooth. It does not, burn your eye or irritate your eyes at all. So I think this is a great to, if you are ever looking for like a kajal or drugstore kajal, this is absolutely great, and you can totally vouch for this one. And lastly, we have the lip pencil. And do I really need to say something here? I mean, it's just so good. These are just brilliant. I have a red as well, and I think I did like a story tutorial where I used this. Everybody of you just DM'd me asking what is this, and baby, it was this. So these matte lip crayons are wonderful, and also all of her lip liners. I have 3 of her lip liners here, all nudes, of course. Range of nudes, man. I have I think I have Hype, Romance, and Fame, and I love all of them. And these lipsticks are just so comfortable. I don't even feel like I'm wearing like a matte lipstick. And let's just check how it transfers. Look at this, negligible transfer, man. See, that's just negligible, right? So I love it. I absolutely love it, and it's extremely comfortable on the skin. You could wear it throughout the day, and because I feel this is so easy to carry with you, even if you had to touch up, it shouldn't be a task with this one, because it's just so easy. And especially with these, so these crayon sticks, the contour sticks and the color corrector sticks that she has, you really need to sharpen them. But with these lipsticks, you have that twisty thing available, man. It's just so good and so easy to use. Brilliant product, absolutely love it. And I think we're done with pretty much everything here. And I love how the look has turned out. And so I really hope you guys enjoyed, And if you were looking out for some K-beauty products, you now have like a clear picture on how they perform and is it the right fit for you. But I really think there are a lot of products that are brilliant from her, and for the price point she has totally nailed it. I just feel so sexy and so sultry in this look. Love it. Especially with this leopard print shirt. It just looks fabulous. Don't you agree with me? This is pretty much it for this video. And I think that one band tutorials are like a must thing, because once you are in love with one particular product from the brand, you really want to try out a lot more from the same brand. So that is why I thought this should be like a great idea. And I just love you all so much, and I think I'm just going to see you in my next one, which is going to be next week, and I really hope I can be very regular with you guys here. Until then, XOXO.